you don't have at least one of these on your website this year, shame on you, because we've got to. Interactive website tools. These are going to continue to be fundamental to our success. If you are paying attention to me on LinkedIn, if you're listening to Impact, we're constantly beating now into you self-service, self-service, self-service. We're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to talk about it because people want to control their experience. And so we're going to be talking about these types of self-service tools, quizzes, calculators, but really they're self-assessment tools, self-configurators, self-pricing tools, etc. So we're going to look at that. If you don't have at least one of these on your website this year, shame on you, because we've got to. I mean, as a group, we're leaving too many leads on the table because we're not allowing our website visitors to have the user experience that they want. So this is going to be big time for us. We're going to talk about it. Now, they ask you answer. People still want to know, is it going to be relevant? I think I've already made this point to a degree. It's still going to be very relevant for a long time. In that, when people come to your website, they want to be fed, they want to be satiated, and they don't want to say, geez, I really wish I could get the answer for. There are going to be some things where they just probably won't get it on AI, especially for a season. And if you're thinking our website's going to matter, they're going to matter at least for the next 5 years. And I'm not going to talk beyond 5 years, but for the next 5 years, your website is going to matter very much. And when somebody comes to that website, your commitment has to be they will not leave because they couldn't find what they wanted. The essence of they ask you answer isn't just knowing the question and then giving the answer. The essence of this now in this customers is knowing everything about them. What is their behavior? How can we match their behavior? What's their fear? How can we match their fear, overcome that fear, whatever that thing is? How would they prefer to do this action online? Could we create a tool that allows them to do that? Now, it's interesting. We've been talking as a group about They Ask You Answer for over a decade. It's funny. If you look at search engine land just this year, which is supposed to be like one of the premier search, SEO, content websites in the world, they said this year, now here's what you need to do, y'all. Build a knowledge base of every question your customers ask and write in-depth answers that mirror what the best customer service agents would give, both in terms of knowledge and delivery. Well, better late than never, I guess, right? Now, we knew that a long time ago, but here's the thing. If you're not doing this, and if you're not following that methodology, when you can create your own LLM on your website using AI, you're not going to have anything to feed the LLM so as to offer this incredible chat experience to your users. We are so close right now with this technology. We're not far. If you look at how they're getting with video, because we've got the LLMs can create the text and give the answers and draw from your content. The only thing we're missing is that last little bit of the video experience that the person has no latency in their voice and it perfectly matches the way they modulate to the words. We're months away. Months away. Somebody in your industry in the next 6 months is going to have a digital avatar on their website that looks human and is going to be giving great customer experience, chat experiences real time. And it's going to make the chat bots of today and yesterday look literally prehistoric. Now, I would argue that's actually very human, but it's not going to be great unless you have this strong database of content on your website already. Mozilla is going to be able to have one of the greatest chat experiences, digital avatars, whatever you want to call it in the world, because the content's there. But if your content isn't there, you have no ability to have an incredible LLM of your own ChatGPT on your website. One really interesting thing that you're seeing with Amazon, and if you pay attention to Amazon, you can learn how to design your website very clearly. And what Amazon has done is so fascinating because it aligns with this community right here. If you go to an Amazon product page, guess what you see? You see all types of information about pricing. You see information where they talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the product, also known as problems. You see comparative products on the page. You see reviews on the page. And you see best of, ratings, etc. on the page. You literally see the big five. That's how they build their pages now. So the page that you see, a product page on Amazon, is very different than it was just 2 or 3 years ago. It has every one of the big five all in one place. Well, some of you know all about pillar pages and using them for SEO and using them for your products and for your services. And so what you want to do is, if you think about what a pillar page is in the future, and these are the core pillar pages of your website, generally after the major products or services that you offer, these pillar pages should literally be like those Amazon pages. Again, service or product, doesn't matter. B2B, B2C, doesn't matter. Same game. What we're going after is we're addressing all five right there. Now, certainly that can still send them to your learning center and link off of it, but that pillar page now should feel like it's an Amazon-style pillar page. So if you're working with an impact coach, you're going to start to see them pushing you on that. That's one of those things that we're going to start to really move you on now. One thing that AI is very interested in as a major signal is original content. And so one thing that you want to start to ask yourself is it possible that we as an organization come up with our own stats, our own studies, our own figures, our own experiments, and then we publish that data to the world and we cite and we reference that data? What you clearly want to do is you want to have such great specific information about your industry that nobody else has, that now constantly AI is citing you. And if they're citing you, you can be guaranteed that they're going to be recommending you. Original content, deep content. Think like that. And so that's why also you're going to see our coaches will start, as in myself too, where we're going is we're going to push you much harder to create IP within your space. You have to have your intellectual property, your company's IP. It needs to be stated better. It needs to be frameworked better. The long tail is something that we've always been very good at what They Ask You Answer. But the long tail is the way that we discuss or converse, especially with voice search now, full questions to Alexa, to ChatGPT, whatever that tool is. That's the long tail. And so when I go online and I say, what is the average cost of a fiberglass swimming pool in the Richmond, Virginia market? That's the long tail. That's just not fiberglass pool cost. That's the long tail. And so you have to continue to be great at looking for those long, specific phrases that are matching the questions, because as we learn to use AI, just like we all learned in the school of search that we've been attending for 25 years, we will now say, okay, I can get more specific. I can get more specific. I can ask that further question. Whereas we've hedged on Google because Google has taught us there's almost like this moment of diminishing returns. Whereas AI, most of you haven't reached that moment of diminishing returns because we're still thinking like we're using Google, but we're not. We're using a very, very advanced, different technology that, oh, by the way, is changing every 30 to 60 days with the new updates each one of the LLMs is coming out with. And so you can't just cast judgment on any LLM because, oh, yeah, it's already changed by the time you cast that judgment.